Peace, it's me again, O.G.B.O. This is Mega Man Codes. There's 3 reasons why women are with men. 1, he's good in bed. Let me explain. And why this is number 1. Let me explain. We are living in a world where the moral code has been removed. At one time, your high school sweetheart was the person you married, you had your family with, and you lived out your days with. You may have heard of that with your great-grandparents, maybe your grandparents, that they married fresh out of high school and he went off to the service and whatever, but they stayed together 40, 50, 60, 70 years. And she knew no other man but her husband. It's a reason why marriage is stress, both in the Bible and the Holy Quran. There's a reason for that. But as we remove the moral code, we get further and further away from the gift that comes with life, the gift of sharing another person that you are ultimately becoming one with. It's hard to articulate that type of union and have my viewers really fully embrace it and understand it, because there's not too many examples I can give for it. Other than to say, you have that person that completes you. And you live out 30, 40, 50, 60 years with that person. Now, it's not all peaches and cream, of course. Y'all go through y'all bouts, But to know that you're with someone that got your back, someone that's not going to betray you, that's a great feeling unto itself. But again, I can't really articulate it because there's not too much in this current world that we live in that I can draw from, or I can point to have you fully understand what I'm saying. Okay? But as we move away from that, there's now 3 reasons why she's with a man. 1, he is good in bed. Whereas a man experiences love through sound, through tone, how you talk to him, how you respond to him, how you show him respect. This is love for a man. A woman, on the other hand, has to feel it first. And because we live in a world that sex is fed to our mental from the time we wake to the time we go to sleep. When she meets a man who can move her in the bed, she identifies that as love. In fact, it's called love making for a reason. She's doing that act and hormone is being released. The love making hormone, or the love hormone, that makes her feel that she is in love. And if you ask her, she would tell you she's in love. You notice when you listen to songs, R&B songs, and they talk about love, they're not talking about longevity or being together and understanding each other. It's always something about the bedroom. Have you ever noticed that? Whenever I love you so much, let me show you, let me put it on you, let me give it to you. It's always about the bedroom. See, the bedroom is what love is today through interpretation and through constantly being fed these messages. So she's with a man, number one, because he's good in bed. He may not be good for her. He may not be a good provider. He may not even be trying to provide at all. He may have multiple women, but he's good in bed. And she would hold on to that man, fight for that man, because he makes her feel through the physical, through release, through the release of that hormone that she is loved. Now the man who's providing for her, planning a future for her, this is on the surface. You would say, well, damn, shouldn't it be common sense that she choose that man? But when you understand the chemistry of the body and why, even though she wants someone to provide for her and help her, she would choose the man who moves her in the bed. Then you begin to understand why marriage was introduced to man and woman. You were never intended, woman, to be with multiple men, to experience multiple men. But as we move away the morals, we lose the benefits, and we are left with broken families, broken communities, bitterness, hatred for the opposite sex, all of these things, abortion, unwanted pregnancies, all of this comes about when you want to remove responsibility, because sex is something that we playing with, but there's a great reveal through sex. When you know a person sexually, see, you're bringing or inviting all type of emotions and all type of obligations and duties and responsibilities, but you're not in it for the responsibility. You're not in it for the duty. It's just a 1, 2, 3 thing, and you out. So you're left with unwanted pregnancies, unplanned pregnancies, broken communities, broken families. See? And broken concepts, ideals. See? That leads us back to why a woman would choose sex over stability. Did that make sense? Number two, provides well for her. Number three, she gave up. These are the three reasons a woman is with a man. He's good in bed. He provides. She has given up. But also in this message, I'm hoping that you pick up on why marriage was introduced to the man and to the woman, and how by moving marriage over and out of the picture, you bring down society. You bring down the man, you bring down the woman, you destroy the family. Sex was never intended to be something that you just freely have. Sex comes with responsibility, commitment, duty. And there's this old saying, why get the cow? Why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? See, when you meet a woman and you can go to bed with her that same day, there's a very good chance that man is not going to marry that woman. When you meet a woman, or when a man meets you, sister, and you got a reputation, He may entertain you for a while, but he's not going to marry you. When you meet a man and you let it be known that you have a man already, he may entertain you, but he's not going to marry you. When you're giving a man access to you, and you have given other men access to you, the more you give yourself, the further away you get from having what your grandmother had, having what your great grandmother had, that type of relationship. You ultimately lose your ability to bond with a man. See, you meet a man and he may be good for you, but you have been, multiple men have been with you. See? And so while you're there and you're in that moment, you're not necessarily thinking about the guy that you're with. You're not bonding with him. See, sex is a way of bonding. That's why it's called making love. When you release that, what's called the love making hormone with one person, you're constantly, bonding with that person. Every time y'all are intimate, you're building and strengthening that bond. See? But here, this is the man that you are with. This is the man that you are married to. This is the man that's going to provide and maintain for you. That's the way it was designed, and that's why it was designed that way. When you give yourself outside of that system, you're getting further and further away from what your grandmother had, what your great grandmother had. And you're picking up babies that are fathered by men who you don't necessarily want to be with, or who don't necessarily want to be with you. So you're a single parent, or you're a mother with a co-parent, or you're a mother with a absentee co-parent, or however you want to spin it. You're not living the life designed for you because you're not following the map, the manual. You're not engaging the scripture, whether it be in the Bible or the Quran. Today, the church is a place of meeting. It's a fashion show. Half of the congregation is not married. Half the congregation is sitting up in church with people that they're shacked up with, and no one is saying a word. See? We playing with the word, we playing with scripture, but ultimately we're playing ourselves. We're not playing God. This O.G.B.O, this Omega Man Codes. I hope you understood the message. Peace.